On September 24th, 2025, the universe will present us with another rare alignment of energy, a day marked by many spiritual practitioners as a gateway for fortune and transformation. It is not simply a date on the calendar, but a window of possibility when the vibrations of abundance become stronger, and those who are mindful, focused, and prepared can step into a flow of prosperity that may change the course of their lives. This episode of the Buddhist Teachings Podcast is dedicated to unveiling the 6 lucky numbers to win millions and get rich, not as empty superstition, but as living symbols of Dharma, karma, and wisdom. These numbers are keys, and when understood through the lens of Buddhist teachings, they do not merely point toward external riches, they guide us toward inner wealth as well. We must begin by asking, what does it mean to win millions and get rich in the light of the Dharma? From a worldly perspective, wealth means money, possessions, and security. But from the Buddhist perspective, true wealth is peace of mind, the ability to share freely, and the wisdom to live without being enslaved by craving. The 6 lucky numbers for September 24th are not random. They are aligned with timeless principles: balance, harmony, resilience, wisdom, persistence, and fulfillment. To meditate upon them is to awaken the qualities that naturally attract abundance. Why is September 24th special? Because this day, following the equinox energies, is seen as a period when light and dark are in transition, when balance can be restored, and when seeds of intentions sprout quickly. In ancient times, practitioners would use such days to make offerings, chant sutras, and practice acts of generosity. They believed that just as the universe was shifting, so too could one's karma be shifted. Today, we inherit this wisdom in the form of symbolic numbers that remind us how to focus our minds and actions to align with fortune. These 6 numbers are not to be taken as magic tickets to instant wealth. Instead, they are Dharma mirrors. Each reflects an aspect of the path that must be walked if prosperity is to be meaningful and lasting. Just as the Buddha taught that suffering is overcome not by luck, but by the noble Eightfold Path, so too is true fortune built upon mindful living. The numbers, therefore, act like mantras, anchors for meditation, intention, and action. Let us pause here and remember the Buddhist view of karma. Karma is not fate carved in stone. It is the unfolding of actions, shaped continuously by thoughts, words, and deeds. When people speak of being lucky, they often mean that positive karma is ripening at the right time. On September 24th, the 6 numbers become focal points to ripen such karma. They invite us to ask, what seeds am I planting today? Are they seeds of greed and selfishness, or seeds of generosity and wisdom? The answer determines not only whether wealth comes, but also whether it stays and brings joy. Each of the 6 numbers carries a vibration tied to specific teachings. One may connect with the Eightfold Path, another with harmony in relationships, another with resilience in hardship, another with wisdom that expands vision, another with persistence that refuses to give up, and another with responsibility that turns wealth into fulfillment. As we go deeper into each, we will discover stories of monks, kings, merchants, and villagers, tales that reveal how numbers embody timeless lessons. These stories remind us that fortune is never blind. It is always guided by karma and Dharma. Imagine your life right now as a journey across a wide desert. The 6 numbers are 6 oases, places of water and rest that guide you to the far shore where abundance waits. Without them, the journey feels endless and harsh. With them, you find strength, direction, and clarity. But the numbers themselves are not enough. You must walk. You must choose to act with mindfulness and courage. The desert is real, but so is the oasis. This is why the Buddhist Teachings Podcast shares these numbers, not to encourage blind superstition, but to inspire focused action rooted in wisdom. If you see these numbers as mere digits, their power is lost. But if you see them as teachings, their energy becomes part of you. Then, fortune flows not from outside, but from within, manifesting in ways that support both your material goals and your spiritual growth. As we open this series, I invite you to prepare yourself. Before hearing the first number, take a moment to breathe deeply. Ask yourself, why do I seek wealth? Is it only for personal gain, or is it also to support my family, to relieve suffering, to spread the Dharma? Purify your intention now, because intention is the root of karma. Just as a seed grows according to its type, your wealth will reflect your true motive. Align it with compassion, and prosperity will bring peace. Align it with greed, and prosperity may turn into poison. Here are 3 simple steps you can take before we reveal the first lucky number. Sit in silence for 5 minutes and let your breath settle your mind. Perform a small act of generosity today, even if it is as simple as offering a smile or sharing food. Write down your intention for wealth clearly and honestly, and keep it close as a reminder. By doing this, you prepare your heart to receive the 6 numbers, not as passive signs, but as active guides. You become a participant in your own fortune, a farmer of your karmic field. Now, as we stand at the threshold, the door of September 24th, 2025, is before us. Behind it lies the possibility of winning millions, of living richly, of experiencing abundance in both body and mind. The keys to that door are 6 numbers, each with its own story, each with its own wisdom. Stay with us as we reveal them one by one. Listen not only with your ears, but with your heart. Reflect on each teaching and ask, how does this apply to my life? In this way, you will not only hear lucky numbers, you will embody them. If this introduction has inspired you, do not forget to subscribe to the Buddhist Teachings Podcast, like this video, and share it with friends who are seeking not only wealth, but wisdom. Your engagement helps spread the Dharma and allows others to benefit from these teachings. In the next part, we will reveal the first lucky number for September 24th, 2025, a number that embodies balance, karma, and steady prosperity. Let us walk forward together into this journey of fortune and Dharma. The first lucky number for September 24th, 2025 is number 8. This number carries a vibration of deep spiritual and material significance. Across cultures, 8 has always been associated with wealth, balance, and infinity. But through the lens of Buddhist teachings, it becomes even more powerful, for it reflects the noble Eightfold Path, the foundation of right living, right thinking, and right practice that leads not only to liberation, but also to prosperity that endures. When you look at the figure of 8, you see 2 circles joined together, perfectly balanced, mirroring each other. It is a reminder of cause and effect, of karma, of sowing and reaping. Tilt the number sideways, and it becomes the infinity symbol. Speaking of endless flow, limitless abundance, and continuity without end. In this way, number 8 tells us that fortune is not a matter of temporary chance, but of eternal cycles. Cycles of thought, intention, and action. The Buddha taught that all wealth, whether material or spiritual, arises from causes and conditions. Nothing appears without a seed. Number 8 is a call to focus on the seeds you are planting, reminding you that the harvest of fortune depends on whether you are walking the Eightfold Path. Right view, right intention, right speech, right action, right livelihood, right effort, right mindfulness, and right concentration. If these principles guide your daily life, wealth will not come as blind luck, but as a natural unfolding of karmic law. Let us consider a simple example. Imagine a merchant who chases profit at any cost, lying about his goods, cheating his customers, exploiting his workers. He may appear wealthy in the short term, but in time, his dishonesty erodes trust. Customers leave, his name becomes tainted, and misfortune follows. Now imagine another merchant who follows right livelihood, conducting his trade honestly, treating his workers with fairness, speaking truthfully with customers. His wealth may grow slowly at first, but it will be steady, secure, and respected. Number 8 reminds us that true fortune is sustainable only when built on ethical foundations. A story often told in Buddhist traditions illustrates this lesson. In the ancient city of Rajagaha, a rich merchant prepared 8 great ships filled with goods to sail across the seas. Before the departure, a monk blessed him and said, "8 is a sacred number. Do not forget that it points to the Eightfold Path. If your mind and heart do not walk these 8 steps, your ships may not bring you fortune." The merchant dismissed the advice, thinking only of profit. When the ships sailed, 7 were lost to storms. Only 1 returned, with just enough to cover his losses. Broken and humbled, the merchant returned to the monk, who reminded him, "You built ships, but neglected virtue. The number 8 did not fail you. You failed to understand it." From that day forward, the merchant changed. He practiced generosity, honesty, and fairness in trade. Over time, his fortune grew, steady, reliable, and respected. People called him the Merchant of 8 Blessings, for his life became living proof of the teaching behind number 8. This story shows us that number 8 is not about quick riches, but about alignment. It asks us to balance our actions with Dharma, to focus our energy, and to remember that karma is a mirror. What you send out returns to you. If you act with greed, greed will return. If you act with generosity, fortune will flow. On September 24th, 2025, the energy of number 8 will be especially potent. This day is full of dual currents. It can scatter your focus if you let yourself be distracted, or it can magnify your abundance if you choose mindfulness. Number 8 is your anchor, reminding you to remain steady and disciplined. Just as 2 circles of the 8 mirror each other, your outer wealth will mirror your inner state. If your mind is chaotic, your wealth will be unstable. If your mind is balanced, your fortune will be strong. How can you practice with number 8 on this day? One way is through meditation. Take 8 deep breaths, dedicating each one to a step of the Eightfold Path. With every inhalation, reflect on how you can embody right view, right intention, and so on. With every exhalation, release the habits that block you. By the time you finish 8 breaths, you will feel not only calmer, but also aligned with the vibration of number 8. Another practice is to write down 8 actions of generosity you can take, big or small. It may be donating food, forgiving someone, sharing wisdom, helping a neighbor, protecting the environment, supporting your parents, offering kindness to a stranger, or dedicating time to meditation. Each of these 8 actions is a seed. When planted on a day like September 24th, when energy is fertile, these seeds can blossom into opportunities and wealth beyond imagination. Number 8 also emphasizes consistency. Just as an infinite loop continues without breaking, your discipline must continue without faltering. Fortune is not built in a single day. It is built through daily habits. Meditate regularly. Give generously. Work ethically. Do it again and again. And number 8 will amplify your efforts. Let us remember, number 8 is not a charm to write on a lottery ticket and hope for riches. It is a Dharma key. It tells you to align with the Eightfold Path, to balance karma, to practice generosity and mindfulness, and then let fortune arise naturally. When you do this, your wealth will not only grow, but also stay with you, bringing peace instead of anxiety, joy instead of fear. As we continue on this journey of 6 numbers, number 8 stands as the foundation. Without balance, the other numbers will not take root. But with balance, every teaching that follows will bloom. Number 8 reminds us that real wealth is not about chasing luck, but about creating it, through actions, through discipline, and through compassion. As you reflect on number 8, ask yourself, what are the 8 blessings I want to bring into my life today? Write them down, live them, and let the infinite cycle of generosity and karma carry you toward abundance. If this reflection resonates with you, share in the comments what 8 blessings you would like to plant today. And don't forget to subscribe to the Buddhist Teachings Podcast. Like this video and share it with others who are seeking balance, fortune, and wisdom. In the next part, we will explore the second lucky number for September 24th, 2025. A number that carries the energy of harmony, partnership, and interdependence, the essential key to shared prosperity. The second lucky number for September 24th, 2025 is number 2. While number 8 spoke of balance and karma, number 2 carries the energy of harmony, partnership, and interdependence. In Buddhism, nothing exists alone. All things arise through causes and conditions. This is the principle of dependent origination. When we look at number 2, we are reminded that fortune is never created in isolation. It is always shaped by relationships, between ourselves and others, between effort and opportunity, between giving and receiving. The very shape of number 2 teaches us something. It curves, it bends, but it does not break. It is soft and flexible, reminding us that wealth, like life, is fluid. Rigidity often leads to loss, while adaptability creates resilience. Number 2 whispers, learn to bend, learn to adapt, learn to work with others. For prosperity is a symphony, not a solo. Spiritually, number 2 represents the union of wisdom and compassion. The Buddha taught that these two must walk together like 2 wings of a bird. Wisdom without compassion is cold. Compassion without wisdom is blind. Only when they unite can enlightenment and true abundance be realized. In the same way, material wealth without compassion becomes destructive, and compassion without wisdom becomes unsustainable. Number 2 calls us to cultivate both. A tale of 2 brothers. There is a traditional story about 2 brothers who inherited land from their father. The elder brother, Surya, was proud and insisted on taking the larger share, believing he could succeed on his own. The younger brother, Chandana, humble and gentle, accepted the smaller share and worked harmoniously with his neighbors. Years passed. Surya worked hard, but was always in conflict with his workers, his neighbors, even with the natural conditions of his land. His crops withered and his wealth diminished. Chandana, on the other hand, shared water, exchanged seeds, and treated his workers fairly. His fields flourished. When drought struck, Surya's land failed completely, and he was forced to seek help from Chandana. Instead of rejecting him, Chandana welcomed him and said, "Wealth is not measured by how much land you hold, but by how much harmony you create. Like two wings of a bird, brothers must fly together." They joined forces, and prosperity returned to them both. This story captures the essence of number 2. Fortune grows not from isolation, but from partnership, not from pride, but from harmony. Living the energy of number 2. On September 24th, number 2 invites us to reflect on our relationships. Are there wounds in your family that need healing? Are there friendships that could be restored? Is there gratitude you have left unspoken? Fortune flows where relationships are mended, because harmony is fertile soil for prosperity. A simple practice is the breath of twofold generosity. As you inhale, think, "I receive." As you exhale, think, "I give." Practicing this rhythm for a few minutes allows you to feel that giving and receiving are not opposites, but complements, two sides of the same breath. When you embody this truth, you live in harmony with the flow of the universe, and wealth naturally follows. Number 2 also cautions against arrogance. To say, "I achieved everything on my own," is a delusion. Even the simplest meal depends on countless beings: the farmer, the soil, the rain, the cook, the seller. To forget this truth is to sever ourselves from gratitude. Gratitude is the magnet for fortune. Without it, wealth becomes hollow. A mother's lesson. Another story tells of a widow raising 2 children. Though poor, she always told her sons, "2 hands, one to care for yourself, one to care for others." Despite her hardship, she shared food with neighbors and monks. Her sons grew up embodying her teaching. One became a healer, the other a craftsman. Their kindness built trust, and abundance followed. Their family prospered not because of selfish ambition, but because they lived in harmony with others. Number 2 is like this mother's wisdom. Fortune doubles when shared. Prosperity multiplies when both hands are open, one to receive, one to give. Practical steps on September the 24th. To align with number 2 on this auspicious day, call a family member and offer reconciliation. Thank someone whose effort you have overlooked. Collaborate instead of competing at work. Perform 2 acts of kindness, one material, like giving food, and one emotional, like offering encouragement. These small gestures awaken the vibration of number 2. Each act becomes a karmic seed, and on a day when energy is heightened, such seeds sprout quickly. Another reflection is on interbeing, a teaching emphasized by Thich Nhat Hanh. He taught that we do not simply exist, we inter-air. Your fortune depends on others, and theirs depends on you. When you recognize this truth, selfishness dissolves and abundance expands, the deeper Dharma. Ultimately, number 2 teaches that wealth is not just what you keep, but what you circulate. Money hidden away creates fear. Money shared creates trust, friendship, and opportunity. Harmony ensures that wealth is not fleeting but rooted in strong connections. Even if material riches fade, the wealth of relationships and compassion remains. On September 24th, let number 2 be your compass. Remember the brothers with 2 wings, the widow with 2 hands. Remember that every breath is a balance of giving and receiving. Fortune is not a lonely road, but a shared journey. Number 2, therefore, is the second foundation stone of our journey. After balance, 8, we must have harmony. 2. Without harmony, even great wealth will crumble. With harmony, even modest means can grow into abundance. If this teaching resonates with you, share in the comments how harmony or generosity has shaped your life. And remember to subscribe to the Buddhist Teachings Podcast, like this video, and share it with others who are walking the same path. Stay with us, because in Part 4, we will discover the third lucky number, the number that embodies resilience, transformation, and the ability to turn hardship into prosperity. The third lucky number for September 24th, 2025, is number 5. Among the 6 numbers of fortune, 5 is the one that shines with the energy of resilience, adaptability, and transformation. It reminds us that life will always present us with obstacles, and that wealth, whether material or spiritual, is never born from comfort alone, but from the capacity to endure and rise again. In Buddhist philosophy, 5 is deeply connected with the 5 precepts: not to kill, not to steal, not to commit sexual misconduct, not to lie, and not to intoxicate the mind. These precepts are not prohibitions meant to restrict us. They are protections that build a strong foundation for a meaningful and prosperous life. To honor number 5 on this day is to embrace both ethical living and the strength to transform trials into triumphs. Number 5 is also symbolic of the human condition itself. We live with 5 senses through which we perceive the world, and with 5 fingers on each hand through which we shape our lives. In many cultures, 5 is considered the number of humanity, the bridge between the earthly and the spiritual. In Buddhism, it whispers of impermanence and change. The Buddha taught that clinging to permanence is the root of suffering. Number 5 teaches, adapt, let go, and allow transformation. When we resist change, we suffer. When we embrace change, we evolve, and wealth, both inner and outer, flows naturally. One of the greatest lessons of number 5 is resilience in the face of hardship. Consider the story of Rahula, the Buddha's son, who ordained as a novice monk at a young age. The discipline of monastic life was difficult. Hunger, cold nights, and endless rules pressed heavily upon him. At one point, Rahula confessed to the Buddha, "Father, I feel I cannot endure. The struggles break me." The Buddha, with deep compassion, replied, "Rahula, look at the earth. Upon it, people throw both pure and impure things, yet the earth endures without complaint. Be like the earth, resilient, patient, unshaken." Rahula carried this teaching in his heart. Though hardship continued, he transformed his attitude, and in time his endurance gave birth to wisdom and calm. Eventually, he attained deep insight. His story embodies the vibration of number 5. Challenges are not curses, but stepping stones to enlightenment and abundance. Number 5 also carries the lesson that imperfection itself can be a hidden blessing. There is an old parable of the cracked pot. A potter made 5 clay pots, but one had a flaw, a crack down the side. The pot was used to carry water from the river, and along the path, water leaked out. At first, the cracked pot felt ashamed, but soon it realized that flowers were blooming along the trail where the water had spilled. What seemed like a weakness became a source of beauty. The cracked pot had been unknowingly watering the path of life. Number 5 teaches us the same. Even our flaws, even our failures, can become the very channels through which blessings flow. On September 24th, when energy is heightened, the call of number 5 is clear. Embrace your struggles and imperfections as part of your path to wealth. Do not run from hardship, but learn to transform it. The fortune of this day is not only about winning millions, it is about building the resilience to sustain prosperity when it comes. Many win wealth, but lose it quickly because they lack the patience, ethics, and adaptability symbolized by number 5. How can we practically align with the energy of number 5 on this auspicious day? Begin with the 5 precepts. Reflect honestly. Am I harming others in subtle ways? Am I taking what is not given? Am I careless in relationships? Do I speak with truth or with deceit? Do I cloud my mind with substances or distractions? Each precept is like a root of a great tree. If the roots are weak, the tree cannot bear fruit. If they are strong, the tree thrives even in storm. Number 5 tells us, strengthen your roots, and abundance will surely ripen. Another practice is the meditation of resilience. Visualize yourself as a tree with 5 mighty roots, each one representing one of the precepts. Storms may lash, winds may bend your branches, but your roots keep you firm. With each breath, repeat silently, I am rooted in virtue, I endure, I rise again. This meditation not only strengthens the mind, but also aligns your inner energy with the resilience of number 5. You can also set 5 goals on this day, intentions that reflect growth and transformation. For example, save steadily, speak truthfully, practice generosity, cultivate patience, and meditate daily. 5 simple commitments, practiced consistently, can alter the course of your life. Remember, wealth is not an accident, but a result of seeds planted over time. Number 5 urges you to plant wisely. Wealth is often hidden behind struggle, and number 5 shines a light on this truth. A farmer must endure drought before he sees a plentiful harvest. A business person must face setbacks before success stabilizes. A seeker must endure distraction before deep meditation bears fruit. Those who quit too soon miss the treasure. Number 5 says, persist. Do not mistake struggle for misfortune. It is the preparation for fortune. Consider the modern story of someone losing their job. At first it feels devastating, but with resilience, they decide to learn new skills, meet new people, and eventually build their own business. Years later, they look back and see that the job loss was not the end, but the beginning. Number 5 reminds us, your cracks, your losses, your trials, these can all be transformed into the soil of your abundance. The deeper Dharma of number 5 is this: life will never be without suffering. But suffering itself is the teacher. The Buddha did not promise a life free of pain. He promised a path through pain. Number 5 embodies that path. It tells you, do not fear change, for it is natural. Do not curse hardship, for it shapes you. Do not deny imperfection, for it may become your unique gift. With patience and resilience, your fortune will endure. On September 24th, let number 5 remind you to stand like the earth, to bloom like the cracked pot, to rise like Rahula. Wealth gained without resilience crumbles quickly. Wealth built upon resilience endures for generations. This is why number 5 is the 3rd key in the journey of 6 numbers. It transforms the raw material of life into the gold of prosperity. If this reflection resonates with you, share in the comments how resilience has shaped your journey. Which crack in your life watered flowers you did not expect? And do not forget to subscribe to the Buddhist Teachings Podcast. Like this video and share it with others who may need the reminder that hardship is not the end. It is the beginning. Stay with us, because in part 5, we will explore the 4th lucky number, the number that embodies wisdom, long-term vision, and expansion into abundance beyond limits. The 4th lucky number for September 24th, 2025 is number 9. Of all the sacred numbers, 9 carries the vibration of wisdom, vision, and completion. It is the last of the single digits, the threshold before entering a new cycle. In many cultures, 9 is seen as a number of culmination, fulfillment, and spiritual attainment. In Buddhism, it resonates with the 9 virtues of the Buddha, qualities such as wisdom, purity, compassion, and fearlessness that define an awakened being. To hold number 9 in your heart is to see beyond the short-term chase for wealth and to align yourself with the long cycles of karma and Dharma. When you write number 9, it begins with a circle at the top and a line descending downward. This shape itself is symbolic. The circle represents completion, insight, and clarity. The downward line represents bringing that wisdom into the world. In other words, number 9 is not only about inner realization, but also about expressing that realization outwardly through action. For those seeking fortune on September 24th, number 9 teaches, do not think only of immediate gain. Think of the bigger picture of how your wealth can expand outward to benefit your family, your community, and the generations to come. The wisdom of completion. Number 9 invites us to reflect on cycles. In life, everything arises, matures, and passes away. The Buddha often taught impermanence as the law of existence. When a cycle reaches its completion, clinging only brings suffering. But when we honor the cycle and let go, we allow new opportunities to arise. This is the teaching of number 9, to know when to release, when to expand, when to move beyond. Wealth, too, follows cycles. There are times of growth and times of decline, times to invest and times to give. Those who cling tightly in fear often miss the next wave of fortune. Those who embrace the wisdom of 9 ride the cycle gracefully and discover abundance where others see loss. A story of the old merchant. In the city of Savatthi lived an old merchant who had spent his life building wealth. By the time he reached his later years, he owned 9 warehouses filled with goods. Yet he was plagued by fear. Fear of loss, fear of theft, fear of death. One day, hearing that the Buddha was teaching nearby, he went to listen. The Buddha spoke of the 9 virtues of the awakened one: wisdom, purity, compassion, patience, strength, truth, detachment, fearlessness, and liberation. The merchant reflected, I have 9 warehouses, but I do not have these 9 virtues. My wealth is heavy, but my heart is poor. That night, he resolved to change. He began practicing generosity, giving from each of his 9 warehouses to those in need. At first it was difficult, but soon he felt joy in sharing. His fear lessened, and his mind became lighter. He discovered that wealth was not about how much he possessed, but how much good it could create. When he finally passed away, people remembered him not for his riches, but for his wisdom and compassion. His true fortune became eternal. This story reveals the essence of number 9. Completion is not about hoarding, but about fulfillment through giving, wisdom, and expansion beyond oneself. Number 9 and long-term vision. Practically, number 9 encourages us to think beyond today. On September 24th, as you reflect on your path, ask yourself, what vision do I hold for the next 9 years? How do I want my wealth to serve not only myself but others? Number 9 calls us to expand our perspective, to set goals that are not shallow but meaningful. If number 2 was about partnership in the present, and number 5 was about resilience in the struggle, number 9 is about wisdom in the long arc of life. One practice is to write down 9 intentions for your wealth, intentions that extend beyond material gain. For example, to repay debts, to provide for family, to support education, to relieve suffering, to protect the environment, to build a spiritual practice, to create opportunities for others, to leave a legacy of generosity, and to cultivate inner peace. When your wealth is guided by such intentions, it becomes more than fortune. It becomes merit. And merit is wealth that no thief can steal, no fire can burn, no flood can wash away. The lotus of 9 petals. Buddhist imagery often uses the lotus as a symbol of purity and awakening. There is a teaching of the lotus of 9 petals, each petal representing a stage of growth from mud to bloom. The lotus does not bloom instantly. It pushes through mud, grows upward through water, and finally opens under the sun. Number 9 reminds us of this process. To reach the fullness of fortune, we must endure the whole cycle: planting, growing, waiting, and blooming. Impatience cuts the cycle short. Wisdom completes it. On September 24th, meditate on a lotus with 9 petals. With each breath, imagine one petal unfolding, symbolizing a virtue, an intention, or a blessing. By the 9th breath, the lotus is in full bloom, radiating light. This visualization not only calms the mind, but also aligns your energy with the expansive power of number 9. Expansion through letting go. Another lesson of number 9 is that expansion requires release. Just as a farmer must clear the old stalks before planting new seeds, we too must release attachments to make space for abundance. Many people cling to past failures, resentments, or outdated ways of thinking. Number 9 tells us, let go. Completion is not loss. It is the doorway to renewal. Think of someone who invests in a business. There comes a time when holding on too tightly prevents growth. Wisdom is knowing when to step back, when to expand into new opportunities. In the same way, in our personal lives, letting go of grudges, fears, and limitations creates room for prosperity. The number 9 vibration is about trust in the cycle. Trust that release brings renewal. The Dharma of number 9. At its heart, number 9 calls us to expand beyond the self. The Buddha taught that the greatest wealth is compassion. When we use our fortune to help others, our own prosperity deepens. Wealth that serves only the self is fragile. Wealth that flows outward multiplies. Number 9 is the number of expansion, urging us to think bigger, not just of millions to be won, but of lives to be touched, suffering to be eased, wisdom to be shared. On September 24th, let number 9 remind you to align your fortune with Dharma. Think not only of immediate gain, but of legacy, merit, and compassion. Then, whatever wealth comes into your life will not only enrich your hands, but also your heart. Number 9, therefore, stands as the 4th pillar of this journey. After balance, 8, harmony, 2, and resilience, 5, we now have wisdom and vision, 9. Together these qualities guide us to prosperity that is not shallow or fleeting, but meaningful and lasting. If this reflection on number 9 resonates with you, share in the comments what long-term vision you hold for your wealth. Do not forget to subscribe to the Buddhist Teachings Podcast, like this video, and share it with friends who seek not only fortune, but wisdom. Stay with us, because in part 6, we will reveal the 5th lucky number, a number that embodies patience, persistence, and the hidden blessings that come only to those who refuse to give up. The 5th lucky number for September 24th, 2025 is number 7. Throughout cultures and traditions, number 7 has always been seen as mysterious, spiritual, and auspicious. In Buddhism, its resonance is profound. According to legend, when the Buddha was born, he took 7 steps, and with each step, a lotus flower bloomed beneath his feet. Those steps symbolized the journey of awakening, the path from ignorance to enlightenment, and the unfolding of spiritual power. For seekers of prosperity, number 7 is a reminder that blessings come through persistence, patience, and the courage to keep walking, even when the road seems long. The 7 factors of enlightenment. Number 7, in Buddhist teaching, also points to the 7 factors of enlightenment: mindfulness, investigation of Dharma, energy, joy, tranquility, concentration, and equanimity. These are the 7 flames that illuminate the path toward awakening. For material wealth, they serve as guiding principles too. Mindfulness keeps you aware of your goals. Investigation helps you see opportunities clearly. Energy fuels your consistent effort. Joy gives resilience in the face of difficulty. Tranquility prevents rash decisions. Concentration sharpens focus. Equanimity keeps you balanced when fortune rises or falls. Together, they form a complete practice, reminding us that prosperity is not a matter of chance, but of clarity, effort, and balance. Persistence beyond failure. Number 7 is a number of persistence. It tells us that wealth may not come on the first attempt, or the second, or even the 6th. But the 7th effort could be the breakthrough. Many give up just before success. Number 7 whispers, "Do not quit. The treasure may be just one step beyond where you stand." Consider the story of Puna, a monk who endured endless hardship. His hut was destroyed by storms, hunger gnawed at him, and illness weakened his body. Time and again, he considered giving up. But he remembered the teaching of the 7 factors of enlightenment. Each time despair arose, he practiced mindfulness, renewed his energy, cultivated equanimity. Slowly, like 7 stars appearing in the night sky, these qualities lit his path. Eventually, through sheer persistence, he attained enlightenment. The villagers said, Puna climbed 7 mountains of hardship and found the treasure of awakening at the summit. His story teaches us that number 7 does not promise ease, but ensures reward for those who endure. Patience as a path to fortune. Number 7 is not only about persistence, but also patience. Imagine a mountain climber crossing 7 ridges before reaching the peak. Each ridge is a challenge, but each brings them closer to the summit. Number 7 tells us, fortune requires patience. Wealth gained quickly, without foundation, is easily lost. Wealth built patiently, step by step, becomes unshakable. On September 24th, align with number 7 by practicing patience in both action and thought. If opportunities seem delayed, trust that timing is ripening. If your work feels slow, remember that persistence outlasts bursts of energy. The 7th step may be the step that changes everything. Rituals of 7. How can we embody number 7 practically? One way is through the practice of 7 bows. Stand before your altar or in a quiet space and bow 7 times. With each bow, dedicate yourself to one of the 7 factors of enlightenment. This is not ritual for ritual's sake. It is a way of aligning your body, speech, and mind with the vibration of number 7. Another practice is to set 7 intentions for your wealth. Write them clearly. For example, to support your parents, to educate children, to aid the poor, to repay debts, to protect the earth, to invest ethically, and to cultivate generosity. These 7 intentions are like 7 doors. On September 24th, the energy of the universe may open one or more of these doors in ways you cannot predict. The widow and her 7 children, There is a folk story of a widow with 7 children. Life was harsh, and food was scarce. Each day she divided what little rice she had into 7 bowls. One day, a monk passed by asking for alms. Though she barely had enough, she gave him 1 bowl. Her children protested. "Mother, why give when we have so little?" She replied, "7 is incomplete without compassion. When we share, our 7 becomes infinite." That year, the village experienced an abundant harvest, and the family prospered. People said the widow's single act of generosity multiplied her fortune. This story shows the deeper truth of number 7. Persistence must be joined with compassion. When we give even in hardship, fortune multiplies beyond measure. The spiral of effort. Number 7 can also be seen as a spiral upward. Each step circles higher, closer to wisdom and abundance. The first 6 steps may feel repetitive, but the 7th brings breakthrough. Think of someone studying, failing exams 6 times, but passing gloriously on the 7th. Think of an entrepreneur whose first 6 ventures failed, but the 7th created lasting wealth. Number 7 reminds us, each effort builds momentum. Do not despise the failures. They are the staircase to success. Dharma. Message of number 7. At its core, number 7 teaches that wealth flows to those who persevere with clarity, patience, and compassion. The Buddha never said the path would be easy, but he promised it would be fruitful. Number 7 is proof of this promise. It tells us, when you persist with virtue, fortune cannot stay away. On September 24th, meditate on number 7 as a guiding light. See each effort as a star, each failure as a step, each act of patience as a ridge climbed. By the 7th, you will find yourself not at the bottom of hardship, but at the summit of abundance. Number 7 is therefore the 5th key in this journey. After balance, 8, harmony, 2, resilience, 5, and wisdom. 9, comes persistence. 7. Together they create a path not only to wealth, but to awakening. If the teaching of number 7 inspires you, share in the comments how persistence or patience has shaped your journey. And do not forget to subscribe to the Buddhist Teachings Podcast, like this video, and share it with others who may need encouragement to keep walking. Stay with us, because in part 7, we will reveal the 6th and final lucky number, a number that carries the energy of fulfillment, harmony, and completion, the crowning jewel of this journey of fortune. The 6th and final lucky number for September 24th, 2025 is number 6. In the sequence of our journey, number 6 is not a mere digit. It is the completion, the seal, the note of harmony that ties together all previous numbers. Where number 8 gave balance, 2 gave harmony, 5 gave resilience, 9 gave wisdom, and 7 gave persistence. Number 6 gives fulfillment, responsibility, and compassion in action. It speaks of wealth that is not selfish but shared, prosperity that is not fleeting but meaningful. Number 6 and the 6 paramitas. In Buddhism, number 6 connects directly with the 6 paramitas, or perfections, that bodhisattvas practice on the path to enlightenment. These are generosity, dana, giving freely without expectation, morality, shila, living ethically and harmlessly, patience, ksanti, enduring hardship with calm, diligence, virya, sustaining effort with joy, concentration, dhyana, steadying the mind. Wisdom, prajna, seeing reality clearly. To align with number 6 is to live these perfections in daily life. Wealth built on generosity and ethics, guided by patience and diligence, sharpened by concentration, and illuminated by wisdom, will never be lost. It is the kind of prosperity that brings not only comfort to the body, but peace to the soul. The spiral of responsibility. Visually, number 6 resembles a spiral, turning inward before opening outward. This shape reveals its teaching. Abundance begins within, with mindfulness and virtue, and then spirals outward to family, community, and the world. If the spiral is closed in greed, fortune collapses. But if it is open in compassion, fortune expands infinitely. Number 6 therefore asks, how will you use your wealth, for yourself alone, or for the harmony of all? The story of King Ashoka. One of the greatest examples of number 6 in action is the story of King Ashoka, who ruled a vast empire in India. In his early reign, he pursued conquest, bringing bloodshed and suffering. Though his empire grew, his heart was heavy. After witnessing the carnage of war, he turned to the Buddha's teachings. Ashoka began practicing the 6 paramitas. He built hospitals, planted trees, supported monasteries, and promoted ethical living. He transformed from a conqueror into a compassionate leader, remembered not for destruction, but for generosity and wisdom. His legacy of Dharma endures to this day. Ashoka's life illustrates the truth of number 6. Wealth without responsibility leads to emptiness, but wealth, guided by the 6 perfections, creates harmony that lasts for generations. Wealth within the family. Number 6 is also the number of family and home. It reminds us that fortune is meaningless if it does not bring peace under our own roof. On September 24th, as energy aligns, number 6 encourages us to dedicate wealth and effort toward harmony with loved ones. A meal shared, a word of forgiveness spoken, a small act of care. These are treasures as valuable as gold. A folk story illustrates this truth. A father had 6 children who quarreled constantly over inheritance. To teach them, he tied 6 sticks together and asked each child to break the bundle. None could. Then he untied the sticks, and each child broke theirs easily. Together, you are strong. Divided, you are weak, he said. The children understood, reconciled, and worked as one. Their wealth multiplied. The lesson is clear. The prosperity of number 6 comes from unity and responsibility within relationships. 6 offerings of devotion. In many Buddhist rituals, offerings are made in sets of 6: flowers, incense, light, water, fruit, and music. Each offering represents devotion of body, speech, and mind. In the same way, aligning with number 6 means offering the fullness of our being to the path of prosperity. Fortune then becomes a holistic practice, an offering, not a mere acquisition. On September 24th, you might create your own ritual of 6 offerings. Write down 6 ways you wish to dedicate your fortune, perhaps to support your parents, nurture your children, aid the poor, protect the earth, grow spiritually, and live with peace. Place these intentions on your altar or in a journal. Each intention is like a candle. Together, they light the way to meaningful wealth. The widow's compassion. Consider another story. A widow struggled to raise her 6 children. Despite poverty, she never closed her heart. When neighbors were hungry, she still shared. When a monk came for alms, she gave him a portion of her meager rice. Her children asked, "Mother, why give when we barely have enough?" She replied, "Because 6 is not complete without compassion. Our table may be small, but if it holds love, it holds abundance." Over time, the family's reputation for kindness spread, and others supported them. Their poverty transformed into stability and peace. Number 6 is present in this tale as the vibration of compassion, showing us that responsibility and generosity transform scarcity into abundance. Practical ways to align with number 6. On September 24th, embody the energy of number 6 through small but meaningful actions. Practice the 6 parameters in daily life. Choose at least one perfection and apply it concretely. Dedicate time to your family. Share a meal, offer forgiveness, or simply express gratitude. Create 6 intentions for how your wealth will serve others and act on at least one. Perform 6 acts of kindness, both large and small, to align with karmic flow. By doing these, you activate the spiral of number 6, turning your prosperity into a force of harmony. The Dharma of fulfillment. At its core, number 6 is about fulfillment. Wealth without responsibility is hollow. Fortune without compassion is fragile. But when abundance is shared, when it uplifts not only yourself but others, it becomes meaningful. The Dharma teaches that the greatest joy comes from generosity. Number 6 embodies this truth, reminding us that the highest purpose of fortune is to relieve suffering and create harmony. On September 24th, as you meditate on number 6, visualize a spiral of light within your heart, expanding outward. With each breath, let it touch your family, your community, the world. Whisper, "May my wealth bring harmony. May my abundance serve all beings. May my prosperity be fulfilled in compassion." With number 6, our journey through the 6 lucky numbers reaches its completion. Number 8 gave balance. Number 2 gave harmony. Number 5 gave resilience. Number 9 gave wisdom. Number 7 gave persistence. And now, number 6 gives fulfillment. Together, they form a complete mandala of abundance, a Dharma map guiding us to wealth that is not shallow or fleeting, but wise, compassionate, and enduring. If this teaching on number 6 resonates with you, share in the comments how responsibility or family has shaped your fortune. And remember to subscribe to the Buddhist Teachings Podcast, like this video, and share it with those seeking not only prosperity, but meaning. Stay with us, because in Part 8, we will pause for the transition hook, weaving together the energy of all 6 numbers before entering the final summary and Dharma message. We have now journeyed through 6 sacred numbers: 8, 2, 5, 9, 7, and 6. Each has given us a gift: balance, harmony, resilience, wisdom, persistence, and fulfillment. Together, they form a mandala of fortune, a circle of teachings that reveal not only how to attract wealth, but how to sustain it in alignment with Dharma. Before we move into our final summary, it is time to pause, to weave these threads into a single tapestry, and to prepare the heart for the ultimate Dharma message that awaits. This is the purpose of Part 8, the transition hook. The bridge between numbers and Dharma. The 6 numbers are not random, nor are they mere symbols for luck. They are bridges between the outer world of material prosperity and the inner world of spiritual awakening. Each number, when meditated upon, opens a doorway into deeper understanding. Yet the true power lies not in memorizing the digits, but in living their lessons. Number 8 taught us to balance life on the Eightfold Path. Number 2 reminded us of interdependence, that no wealth can thrive without harmony. Number 5 revealed resilience, showing how cracks and struggles can become blessings. Number 9 expanded our vision, urging us to think beyond today toward legacy and merit. Number 7 illuminated persistence, the patience to keep walking until the 7th step brings breakthrough. Number 6 completed the journey with fulfillment, reminding us that prosperity means little unless it uplifts family, community, and the world. The hook lies here. These 6 numbers, though separate, form one teaching. Just as 6 spokes together make the wheel of Dharma, so too these 6 numbers make the wheel of fortune. The river of fortune. Imagine a great river flowing. Each number is like a tributary feeding into it. Number 8 is the clear spring of balance. Number 2 is the stream of partnership. Number 5 is the rushing current of resilience. Number 9 is the wide bend of wisdom. Number 7 is the waterfall of persistence. Number 6 is the fertile delta of fulfillment. Alone, each is powerful. Together, they create a river that carries abundance all the way to the ocean of Dharma. On September 24, 2025, this river is especially full. The alignment of cosmic energy makes it a day when intention, action, and fortune flow together. The 6 numbers are not to be seen as charms, but as signposts along the river. They guide us where to step, how to walk, and where to pour our efforts. From fortune to meaning. Why is this transition important? Because many seek only the surface. What numbers should I choose? How can I get rich quickly? Yet without understanding, wealth slips through the fingers. The true teaching is that fortune without meaning is empty. The 6 numbers have prepared us for this truth. They have shown that balance without harmony is unstable, resilience without vision is blind, persistence without fulfillment is exhausting. Only when all 6 come together do we find wealth that nourishes both body and spirit. Thus, Part 8 is the reminder. Do not stop at numbers. Step through them into Dharma. Let them not only point to prosperity, but to liberation. The hook of story. Let us return to story to anchor this lesson. Once, there was a farmer who dreamed of finding treasure. One night, he saw 6 shining stars in a dream, each falling into his field. When he awoke, he dug where each star had landed. At the first, he found water to irrigate his crops, balance. At the second, he found friends to help him till the soil, harmony. At the third, he found a stone that sharpened his plow after it broke, resilience. At the 4th, he found a map showing the long seasons of planting and harvest, wisdom. At the 5th, he found courage to work year after year until the land bore fruit, persistence. At the 6th, he found peace, for his field fed not only his family, but the whole village, fulfillment. The farmer realized that the treasure was never gold hidden underground. It was the 6 lessons that turned his field into abundance. This is the same treasure the 6 numbers offer us. Preparing the heart. As we move from the teachings of the numbers into the final Dharma message, we must prepare our hearts. The hook is not just intellectual. It is emotional, spiritual, transformative. Ask yourself, which of the 6 numbers resonates most with my life today? Where am I lacking? Balance, harmony, resilience, wisdom, persistence, or fulfillment? How can I live these teachings not just for one day, but for every day? By asking these questions, you prepare the soil of your mind. Then, when the Dharma message of Part 9 arrives, it will take root and bloom. The moment of alignment. September 24th, 2025 is not just a date. It is a moment of alignment, a confluence of energy. On this day, the 6 numbers shine like 6 lamps. Each lamp alone gives light, but together they banish all darkness. The transition hook is this: if you follow their glow, you will not only find wealth, but also a path to freedom. The invitation. Forward. Here, then, is the bridge. We have walked through 6 numbers. Now we stand at the edge of their combined teaching. Ahead lies the final message, the Dharma that ties them together, the call to action that transforms fortune into liberation. The hook is simple, yet profound. Will you use these numbers only to chase millions, or will you let them awaken you to a wealth beyond measure? The choice is yours, and it is the choice we will explore fully in Part 9. So pause here, reflect. Feel the river of 6 numbers flowing through you. Balance steadies you. Harmony surrounds you. Resilience strengthens you. Wisdom guides you. Persistence carries you. Fulfillment completes you. Together, they form a mandala of abundance, a Dharma wheel of prosperity. This is the transition. This is the hook. From numbers to Dharma, from fortune to freedom. Stay with us, because in Part 9, we will bring everything together, summarizing the 6 numbers, unveiling the deeper Dharma, and leaving you with a final call to action that can change not only your wealth, but your life. We now arrive at the final chapter of this journey, where the 6 lucky numbers for September 24th, 2025, 8, 2, 5, 9, 7, and 6, unite into one teaching. Each has given us its own wisdom, balance, harmony, resilience, vision, persistence, and fulfillment. But the true power lies not in viewing them separately, but in seeing how they interweave into a complete Dharma map for prosperity and awakening. The mandala of 6 numbers. Let us bring the lessons together. Number 8 gave us the strength of balance through the noble Eightfold Path. Without balance, wealth is unstable, like a house built on sand. Number 2 reminded us of harmony and interdependence, showing us that no one grows rich in isolation. Prosperity comes through connection and gratitude. Number 5 taught us resilience, that hardships and imperfections can become the very soil where fortune blossoms. Number 9 offered wisdom and long-term vision, urging us to expand beyond short-term gain to create legacy and merit. Number 7 spoke of persistence and patience, revealing that success often comes at the 7th effort, to those who refuse to give up. Number 6 crowned the journey with fulfillment, reminding us that fortune is incomplete unless it uplifts family, community, and the world. Together, these 6 numbers form not just a sequence, but a circle, a mandala of abundance. Balance centers us. Harmony connects us. Resilience strengthens us. Wisdom guides us. Persistence carries us. Fulfillment completes us. This is the wheel of prosperity, beyond numbers. It is tempting to think of these 6 as lucky digits to be written on a ticket or whispered like charms. But numbers alone do not create wealth. They are reflections, symbols pointing to deeper truths. The Buddha taught that cause and effect govern all. Wealth arises not from superstition, but from seeds planted in thought, speech, and action. These 6 numbers are mirrors of Dharma. They show us how to sow those seeds wisely. Without Dharma, fortune fades. With Dharma, fortune grows steady and secure. A person may win millions, but lose peace if they forget balance, harmony, or compassion. Another may live modestly, but radiate joy and abundance if they live by these 6 principles. The choice is not in the numbers we hold, but in the life we embody. The parable of 6 treasures. There is a parable told in Buddhist tradition. A seeker once dreamed of 6 treasures hidden in a field. At dawn, he rushed to dig, hoping to find gold. But instead of coins, he uncovered 6 objects: a balance scale, a rope, a stone, a map, a staff, and a bowl. Confused, he sought a monk for advice. The monk explained, "The scale is balance, 8. The rope is harmony, 2, tying you to others. The stone is resilience, 5, enduring storms. The map is vision, 9, guiding your long journey. The staff is persistence, 7, supporting each step. The bowl is fulfillment, 6, feeding others as well as yourself. These," the monk said, "are the true treasures. If you carry them, wealth will come naturally. If you ignore them, even gold in your hands will vanish." This is the teaching of our 6 numbers. September 24th, 2025, a day of alignment. On this day, cosmic energies align to magnify intention. It is a doorway, a moment to set seeds that will grow far into the future. Many will let the day pass without notice, but those who hold the 6 numbers in their hearts will experience it differently. It will become a day to balance their lives, to mend relationships, to endure with patience, to envision wisely, to persist with effort, and to fulfill their duty with compassion. The practice is simple yet profound. On September 24th, take 6 actions, 1 inspired by each number. Balance your mind with meditation. Build harmony by forgiving someone. Show resilience by facing a difficulty calmly. Exercise wisdom by making a thoughtful choice. Persist in an effort you've nearly abandoned. Fulfill your compassion by helping someone in need. These 6 actions, taken on this day, are like planting 6 seeds in fertile soil. Their harvest may astonish you. The Dharma message. The essence of these 6 numbers is clear. True wealth is Dharma in motion. Fortune is not only what you earn, but how you live. A life without balance collapses. A life without harmony is lonely. A life without resilience is broken by hardship. A life without wisdom is lost in illusion. A life without persistence withers before fruit ripens. A life without fulfillment is hollow. But a life that embodies all 6 becomes rich beyond measure, both in material and spiritual terms. The Buddha said, "Just as a candle does not lose its flame by lighting another, so too, wealth does not diminish when shared through generosity and compassion." Number 6 confirmed this truth. And together, the 6 numbers invite us to live fully, not only for ourselves, but for all beings. Dear friends, you now hold the teachings of the 6 lucky numbers. The question is, what will you do with them? Will you treat them as curiosities, or will you let them reshape your path? I invite you now. Take these numbers to heart. Reflect on which lesson you most need today. Is it balance, harmony, resilience, vision, persistence, or fulfillment? Commit to practicing it. Not tomorrow, not someday, but today, right now. And if these teachings have inspired you, do not keep them hidden. Share them. Share this video with those who also seek fortune, not only in money, but in meaning. Subscribe to the Buddhist Teachings Podcast, so that together we can continue this journey of wealth and wisdom. Like this video, comment with the number that spoke most strongly to you, and let us build a community where prosperity and Dharma walk hand in hand. On September 24th, may you stand steady in balance, surrounded by harmony, strengthened by resilience, guided by wisdom, carried by persistence, and completed by fulfillment. May your fortune rise, not only in your hands, but in your heart. May your wealth bless not only your life, but the lives of countless others. This is the true meaning of the 6 lucky numbers. This is the treasure beyond millions. This is the Dharma. And now, dear friends, let us step forward together into fortune, into freedom, into the light of awakening.